What's up, movie maniacs? Tonight we're diving into Until Loop, a hellish valley where a group of friends get caught in a time loop straight out of a nightmare. Imagine Until Dawn meets Groundhog Day but with more gore, mystery, and every loop brings a new killer or monster. Yep, it's like the horror genre can't decide if it's a slasher, supernatural thriller, or psychological mind freak. And guess what? We're breaking it all down, with dark humor and franchise callbacks, because who doesn't love a little meta? Let's get looping. The story starts 1 year after a friend mysteriously vanishes in this remote valley. Our group of friends, because of course they're brave or dumb enough to go back, heads there to find answers. You ever notice how horror friends have the survival instinct of a confused goldfish? Like, why go back to the scene of the crime? Spoiler. It never ends well. They stumble on an abandoned visitor center, typical creepy cabin vibes but bigger, dustier, and full of, "keep out," signs nobody obeys. Inside, they find remnants from past visitors, journals, blood stains, creepy art, basically every horror prop cliche we love. Kind of like the Blair Witch Project's rusted camp gear meets Evil Dead's cabin, only this cabin apparently has a revolving door through time. That first night is classic slasher fare, a masked killer with a deadly weapon. The usual, stabbing, chasing, screams, and that scene where someone trips on a root and you just know they're dead. And just when you think it's game over, bam! They wake up back at the start of the night. And not like, oh, I'm dreaming, but full reboot like your life's a haunted Xbox game. Honestly, can you imagine how annoying that would be? Oh great, I get to be stabbed again. My last 5 deaths have been really repetitive. Here's the twist. The killer isn't always the same masked psycho. Sometimes it's a horned demon, sometimes a vengeful spirit, sometimes a grotesque creature. It's like the valley can't pick a favorite monster, so it just throws the whole horror buffet at them. This mechanic keeps tension high. Just when you think you've figured out the threat, bam, new monster alert. It's a neat way to keep the audience guessing, and it's pretty unique compared to the usual, one killer, slasher setup. Every new loop, a new killer to rack up more kills. Can't wait for that goat demon to make his cameo in Loop 17. It also throws in a bit of supernatural horror, which ups the stakes. Suddenly, we're not just running from a human psychopath, now the rules of physics and reality are bending. That's the kind of thing. The group finds cryptic notes left by previous victims, warnings that their deaths aren't infinite, which implies there's a limit to the loops. These notes also hint at the valley's past, a secret psychological experiment designed to test human survival instincts under extreme stress. Dark humor. Yeah, because nothing says, fun weekend getaway, like being a lab rat for some shady government project. Officially abandoned decades ago, but apparently someone, or something, kept the experiment running underground. That's where the mystery gets juicy. Franchise callback. This secret experiment angle screams Cube meets The Ring, a sinister setup with science gone wrong or paranormal phenomena. This twist gives the story a deeper psychological dimension. It's not just physical survival, but mental survival against memory loss and creeping madness. One friend becomes obsessed with a lost family member, convinced they're still alive somewhere in the valley. It's a classic human drama, grief and hope mixed with horror. But as loops progress, memories start fading, a brutal twist on the usual, remember your past to survive, trope. This adds layers of confusion, what's real, what's illusion. It's like the valley is messing with their minds, making them unreliable narrators in their own nightmare. Dark humor. Imagine forgetting why you're trying to escape, then accidentally punching your friend because you thought they were the masked killer. Ah, loop-induced rage. Franchise callback. This is a very Silent Hill vibe. Reality twisting, memories fading, and horror wrapped in tragedy. They realize that if they can just survive until dawn, they might break the loop. Classic horror timing right there. So, the group devises a plan to endure the night, fighting the killers and monsters and trying not to lose their minds. But the valley itself fights back, warping time and space, making their plan seem impossible. Dark humor. Ever had a night where the clock just won't hit morning? Welcome to their hell. This puts them in a tense, claustrophobic battle. It's a race against an impossible clock with a killer horde on their heels. In a brutal final showdown, they face the masked killer one last time, but this time, the big secret drops. The valley is a gateway between life and death, trapping souls in endless suffering unless they break the loop. Dark humor. Basically, it's purgatory with better scenery and a higher body count. This revelation forces the survivors to make an impossible choice, save themselves or expose the valley's dark secrets. Franchise callback. Think Silent Hill meets The Ring meets Final Destination, Death's Playground with a mind-bending twist. They manage a daring escape as dawn breaks, shattering the cycle. But of course, horror doesn't do happy endings without a twist. As they flee, an unsettling question remains: have they really escaped, or are they just sliding into another loop? Dark humor. Because in horror, freedom is just another trick the valley plays to keep the scream party going. Final shot. The valley waits, patient as ever, for its next victims. The terror never ends. Franchise callback. Classic, don't open the door, cliffhanger that found flicks and dead meat would dissect for hours. So there you have it, Until Loop, a killer mix of slasher, supernatural, and psychological horror that toys with time and terror. The loops, the killers, the mind games, it's got everything a horror fan wants, plus a little existential dread for good measure. Would I spend 7 nights trapped here? Not a chance, but I'd definitely watch it from a safe couch with popcorn. Hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't get trapped in any more loops. Trust me, your sanity will thank you. And drop a comment below. What would your perfect loop killer look like? I'm still rooting for the sentient cheese monster. Thanks for watching Movie Man, where the horror never ends, unless you finally figure out the loop. Detailed breakdown of each killer and creature with kill scenes dead meat style. Psychological analysis of each character's descent into madness. Explanation of time loop mechanics with possible sci-fi theories nerd explains style. Meta commentary on horror tropes and how Until Loop plays with or subverts them. Audience engagement. Asking viewers to theorize about the valley's origin or the killer's identity.